What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay from Yankee and the Brick coming at you with some MMA Underground. And today, I want to talk about the Canelo Alvarez Caleb Plant incident and who was at fault. Alright, guys, who do you think was at fault in this whole incident with Alvarez and Plant? Okay? So, what seemed to have happened is that Showtime has a fight coming up November 6th with these two guys fighting to unify the belts. Well, they had a press conference, and some reason these two were on stage together with zero security around. Zero. So, for me, I think Showtime is completely at fault for this, and I know everybody can say that they're grown men, they chose to do what they wanted to do, they threw punches in an unsanctioned area. I get that. But let's go through this a little bit and why I think Showtime's the one who's at fault in this whole thing. So, you have two alpha males, extreme alpha males. They are fighters. I'm not sure it gets more alpha than that for females or males when you're in the fight game. Any combat sport, you have to be kind of touched in the head to even want to do, right? Because the average person doesn't want to get up every day and get punched in the fucking face for a living. So you put these two guys on stage. They already are not real big fans of each other. Words start to be exchanged. And we'll get into what was said in a second, but then the whole fucking thing goes sideways, all hell breaks loose, and the only people with enough balls to try to break this whole thing up were two women. Two women. You got two women and a 137-year-old guy standing behind them. Where the fuck is the security? Showtime could not have blown this anymore. How the hell are you going to let two guys who are already in the middle of training to fight one another, don't really like one another, and maybe we're a little too far out depending what they weigh, but they could already be cutting weight. And I haven't done it since I was 15, but it makes you ornery as fuck. So, where in combat sports do you think it's a good idea to let two guys face off and not have security? And not that everything has to go back to the way the UFC or mixed martial arts do it, Dana White, whatever. But if you look at it, when the UFC has a standoff, Dana White's standing in between two heavyweights. That's 500 pounds of dudes trying to kill each other. Dana's in between them. There's security all over. And yes, things have happened. Things have happened at UFC weigh-ins, but at least there was security there. There was people there to try to prevent it. And now you can't prevent everything. But what the hell was Showtime thinking? What were they thinking? And then come to find out that Plant started to say some shit about Canelo's mom. I'm not even a professional fighter, but you bring my mom into it, we're going to have a fucking problem. And then Plant takes a swing at Alvarez. Alvarez dodges the punch and sticks him right in the face. And now the dude's got a cut on his head and he was crying online about it. And I know Alvarez is like, fuck you, don't talk about my mom. Which anybody can understand. You shouldn't be bringing people's mothers into it, or kind of like the Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor thing. I'm a Conor guy, and I like Dustin, but Conor went over the line with all the shit he was saying about Poirier's wife. You do not bring people's mothers, wives, children into it. If you want to talk shit to somebody, that's cool. The pre-bringing people's family into it, like the Conor bringing in Khabib's dad or bringing in Poirier's wife, I thought Conor was electric and hilarious. I think he went a little over the top with Floyd Mayweather, and then it's just gotten worse. So I think there's a line that people like to cross, and I know that if you follow MMA, Shane O'Malley was saying, or Sean O'Malley, sorry, was saying that who draws the line? It's all relative to whose line it is. And I agree with that. But there is a line that's universally recognized as leave people's family out of it. And if Plant really said some shit about Canelo Alvarez's mother, then personally, I think you had that coming. I think you had that coming. I'm a firm believer, and I say this to my wife all the time. People have the right to say whatever they want to say in life if they're willing to get punched in the mouth. And I think we've forgotten that over the years. Maybe it's because I grew up in the 80s and 90s, but that's kind of something that was ingrained in our head. Like, you can say what you want, but don't be surprised if somebody sticks you in the mouth for what you said. And if you bring my mother into it, yeah, of course I'm going to have a really big problem with it. And it doesn't shock me that it went the way it did. What does make me laugh is Plant threw a punch, completely missed, and then caught one after talking shit. Alright guys, I'm not going to lie. Makes me want to watch this fight even more though, because we know they really don't like each other. Now, is Canelo going to come out and try to drop him? Is Canelo going to get overly aggressive and maybe get caught? Makes the fight way more exciting, but I do not think this is one of those stage things. I think this was natural and just happened, and Showtime shit the bed on this one because they did not have security around, and how you even let that happen is beyond me. But let me know what you think. Tell me if you think I'm a freaking idiot. Let me know if you think it was Canelo's fault, Plant's fault, Showtime, or equally split the blame across the board. But I want to know what you guys think. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. One world, one love. Deuces.